given the news, TJ, about Chip Lindsey, could this open up the portal? And who are some of the people that we want to be looking out for, or maybe some updates that you have on some of these? I guess we'll kick things off with the latest on Nick Marsh.
Yeah. So for those who've watched us for the last few weeks, I told you guys there is a wide receiver that I was hearing about a few weeks ago that I could not talk about, but that would be very exciting. And we would probably do a live stream if he committed to Michigan. That wide receiver was Nick Marsh. Michigan was working on getting Nick Marsh to enter the portal, but unfortunately, Michigan State somehow, probably likely through the agent, or maybe heard the sphere of the town square. They upped the offer. They essentially just did, and we're gonna get it with Nitro Tuggle. Georgia did the same thing with Nitro Tuggle. Essentially, Michigan State came up with a better NIL offer to have him maintain and not go into the portal this portal season. Michigan was definitely 100% trying to make that happen. And I was hoping it would. And that's why I kept my mouth shut on it, because unless a player enters the portal, although there is one we're going to talk, there is one we will talk about who has not entered the portal yet, but it's already in the public sphere, so who gives a shit. But yeah, so that's who it was. It was Nick Marsh. I was hoping we would get Nick Marsh, because could you guys imagine if we stole one from Michigan State and it was Nick Marsh? Holy goodness, bro, that would be epic. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
We
have Nick. Yeah. The next wide receiver we have is Nick Anderson. The reason why I have him on here is because the staff has made contact here. We'll see what comes of it. This is just another name I'm bringing to the table here, so we can at least start getting familiar with some of these names. The transfer portal season has just started as of Monday. More names will enter the portal. Things will start. I would say momentum will start building, but it's still early. This is just a name to be aware of. And the other wide receiver I have here is Nitro Tuggle. Unfortunately, he entered the portal, which is not unfortunate. That's wonderful. But unfortunately, Georgia, of course, because NIL is a dirty game, said, you know what? Here's a bigger offer. Come back. He did. So he's now out of the portal. And the reason why this was a big deal is because Josiah Edmond, who was a teammate of him in high school, was recruiting him very aggressively to come to Michigan. We came in second in this recruitment. And for those who don't know who Nitro Tuggle is, extremely gifted player out of the state of Indiana. It would have been epic if we were able to and Moose, I understand Nick is not considering Michigan. I'm telling you, Michigan has contacted him. I'm talking about Michigan has contacted Nick Anderson. So just, please hear me out, brother. I'm not saying there's crazy traction here. I'm saying this is a name that Michigan has contacted. The other player we're going to hit on is Jordan White, the offensive lineman. This is one that things are trending in the right direction for. He was ranked 81.4 by PFF. He's 6th ranked guard nationally, and he is looking to visit Michigan in the near future. I don't have that date set yet. I think it's going to be next week is what I from my understanding, but I'm not sure. This is what Michigan needs to do, right? So I've actually started working on our depth chart for next season, John. And when you look at the offensive line, we got El Hadi, we got Crippen. Do we trust Evan Link? I don't know. But guess what? Left tackle, Miles Hitton's gone. Josh Preby, he's gone. We need a left tackle. We need a left guard. We may need a right tackle, right? So the offensive line is going to be a big, in my opinion, just like the defensive line, a major position of focus for Sharon Moore in Michigan. Jordan White would fit that. I think, he can play left guard. This is another big name. Josh Thompson, the offensive guard from Northwestern, who was ranked number 2 in the Big Ten per PFF. He's looking to visit Michigan also next week. So this is another big addition. I think Michigan will come away with either a Jordan White or a Josh Thompson. I don't know if they'll land both because, in my opinion, they only need one guard. If you have Giovanni El Hadi, you only need one guard. So we'll see there. The other name here, which was brought up earlier, is Keeshawn Silver. This is the 335-pound nose tackle out of Kentucky that is going to have a lot of attention because nose tackles literally, unfortunately, do not grow on trees. And he's looking to visit Michigan on the 13th through 14th. And and he will play. So for those who want to know, what does our defensive depth chart look like? And that's actually what I'm going to be working on that next. He'll be playing next to Rayshon Benny. So you have Rayshon Benny, potentially our guy Silver here. And that would be that, right? So then the question remains, okay, then who plays the end position? Who plays the edge position? That's to be determined. I'm hoping Michigan lands an edge because we don't have one. Josiah Stewart's going to be going to the NFL draft. The edge position is going to be a demand. Does Derek Moore return? To be determined. If Derek Moore returns and you have your end, we'll see where we go there. The next name, John, and this is a big one for me, is Terrion Grant. So he, for those who don't know, Terrion Grant was a highly ranked corner coming out of high school. He committed to Purdue. Obviously, Purdue lost their head coach. He's now on the portal. Michigan was very high in this recruitment. If you land Terrion Grant is who you would start opposite of Zeke Berry, Jair Hill. We'll see. I know there's a lot of smoke. He may enter the portal. He may not enter the portal. We'll see on that one. But either way, I think Zeke Berry did a great job down the stretch as an outside corner. Let's not forget we got Josiah Edmond also, who's going to be looking to get more playing time next season. Terrion Grant, though, in my opinion, is a home run. I also think Jordan Thompson or Jordan White, or I'm sorry, Josh Thompson or Jordan White is a home run. I think Keeshawn Silver is an excellent addition, not a home run, though. A very strong player who can hold the line, hold up against the run, and give you that size, that much-needed size, while we let players develop at that position. And then the next corner, and this is Bryce Pollock, which we kind of talked about earlier, John. And I have another name. I got actually another name after Bryce Pollock, but did he visit today? I don't know. I have no idea if he visited today. I know Michigan State has reported he won't, but nobody else has reported that. So do we trust Michigan State? I don't trust Michigan State. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of that. And the next name, and the reason why I didn't have this on the list, John, but I just decided to say F it, is because he's not in the portal yet. And that's Tony Grimes. That's a cornerback, Tony Grimes. But the reason why I decided to add him is because he currently plays for, I believe it's UNLV. Let me just double check that. I think it's UNLV. But guess where he played prior to his current team?
Go for it.
North Carolina.
How about that?
And it just so happens, it is UNLV. It just so happens, our guys from North Carolina, I'm quite positive he's familiar with Tony Grimes. There appears to be mutual interest between Michigan and Tony Grimes. Tony Grimes is a starting outside corner. Shit, you give me Tony Grimes and Terrion Grant next year? Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. And you get Rod Moore back. So Rod Moore is expected to come back next season. Sometimes I feel bad because it hasn't been truly announced yet, but that's the word.
Yeah, I like Terrion Grant. To be able as a true freshman to go to a steaming dumpster fire like Purdue, put up 8 solo tackles, 5 assists his first year. I think that's notable. Purdue couldn't beat anybody, but there were a few bright spots in the shit heap. And Terrion Grant, I'd say, was one of the main bright spots that I noticed when I watched Purdue.
Absolutely. And if you were to land, I'm telling you, that's a home run. That's just a home run. And I hope we get him. So we'll see what comes of it. Michigan is in contact. That's what I know. Has the visit been scheduled yet? No. But definitely a player that we should at least be aware of.
For sure. And we do have some recruiting updates as well, including friend of the program, Trey Taylor.
That's right, man. So for those who don't know, we have a lot of new viewers. We interviewed Trey Taylor in the summer. It was probably our best player interview. He's just an excellent kid. His parents are doing a great job with him. He is going to be a 2027 quarterback. He has visited Michigan, guys, and we spoke to him about this over 20 times. He's visited Michigan so much he doesn't even know the number. And guess who's back, John? Trey Taylor. So this is our 2027 quarterback of focus. This kid is 6'2", excellent arm, extremely good quarterback. If you were to get a Trey Taylor to be in this quarterback room, so he'd be a natural progression to Bryce Underwood when Bryce Underwood's ready to enter the league. Trey Taylor's that guy, bro. And for those who don't know, and we should add his huddle tape, I suppose, because we do have a lot of new viewers, John. But even so, Trey Taylor is, in my opinion, an elite quarterback, will be around the 5-star level. I believe he from Illinois. Yeah, so we'll see what the boys can do there. It should only strengthen the relationship, especially with the new offensive coordinator. You got the new offensive coordinator. You got Trey Taylor coming this weekend. Let's see what they can do with it. Do I expect an early commitment? No, because it's 2027. So it's going to be a long play. But the fact this kid's already been here over 20 times, we know he likes Michigan. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, and I have, for those who haven't seen it yet, I have posted the link to our interview with Trey Taylor, which does have the huddle tape, which you can check out after we're done here.
And then our last player is Zaire Mathis. So this is the top 100 edge, formerly committed to Ohio State. So I've not seen this reported anywhere, and I've not gotten word of this myself, but Athlon is reporting that Zaire Mathis is going to be coming to Michigan this weekend. So we'll see what comes of it. This would be and this is for the 2025 class, guys. So Ty Haywood, the 5-star offensive lineman who Michigan's currently pursuing, apparently in a battle with Texas Tech, which is wild. Damn oil money. But either way, I still feel good about that right now. And then also Zaire Mathis, who's a top 100 edge. So you got Nate Marshall, who's going to play rush end. You put Zaire Mathis at the edge position ahead of a Julius Holly, right? That's a nice duo. That's a nice 1-2 punch. You get them both in. Those guys are elite. We'll see what the boys can do. Hopefully they can close. Word is he really likes Michigan. And I think if he comes on to visit, I think Michigan's going to knock it out. Now, I'm assuming that, but I just think they will. Just the way it seems to be trending, the what he has said about Michigan recently, Michigan's desire to get another edge in the class, Michigan's willingness to play ball financially, I think Michigan closes. I do. And then no Ty Haywood update. Here's where we are with Ty Haywood. Ty Haywood's going to stretch this out a little bit. Here's the good news, guys. You guys want some good news on Ty Haywood? Texas Tech was trying to close on Ty Haywood during the early signing period. That has gone and went from Wednesday to Friday. It's done. The fact that Ty Haywood did not commit to Texas Tech, which Texas Tech was trying to, they were also being aggressive through NIL. Michigan is looking to get Ty Haywood on campus at some point in December or January. We'll see what comes of it. Here's more good news. Queen Jolynn is involved on this one. Okay. So listen, you know, if Queen Jolynn wants Ty Haywood, I feel like Queen Jolynn's going to get Ty Haywood. So